Hello and welcome to the rebirth of the One Lap channel. We are thrilled to have moved back to North Carolina, back to the Out of Spec track where we are able to run anything with wheels and maybe even some things beyond around the Out of Spec track. If you pan around, it's a 2-mile road course. It's absolutely beautiful, 40 feet wide, and it's one of our favorite places, and it is our new home of Out of Spec. We are thrilled to have made this our permanent new headquarters. I have a whole video on my personal channel taking you on a full tour of the property if you're interested, by the way. Since we're here and we test cars at Out of Spec, we have this. And this is a Lucid Air Sapphire. It's sort of a celebration of being back into North Carolina at the Out of Spec track where we are able to run this car through a series of tests. So I want to say a huge thank you to Lucid for trusting us to be able to run this through hot laps, range tests, charging tests, all the above. And today we are certainly going to try and eke out every last bit of performance that this car has to offer in our One Lap series. So join me as I take the Lucid Air Sapphire, the 1,234 horsepower, $250,000 Insano electric sedan for a full lap of our track. Here it is in sapphire blue, the Lucid Air Sapphire. Before we go out and get to driving, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the car. We'll then get the car set up, get everything up to temperature the way it needs to be, get everything preconditioned, charged up, and then we'll go run the hot lap. About the car, before we get into anything, super rare and a really cool opportunity for Lucid to loan us this Sapphire. And this is what I'm most excited about. Yes, we have very popular range tests and charging tests and reviews of electric cars. I like to go fast and I like to set lap times in them. And this is going to be really interesting to see how this car does. We actually have a video already live on our Out of Spec Bits channel breaking in these tires. I'll get into them in a second. So if you want to see some reactions of us just messing around with this car, launching it, medium speed laps, and seeing the reactions of some of our friends, well, that's already live and I'll leave it linked in the description below. So we have it's either a 112 or 118 kilowatt hour battery pack. I think maybe it's 118. That's what most sources say online. I thought it was 112 kilowatt hours. Regardless, it uses a Samsung 50G cell, which is actually the same cell as my Gen 1 Rivian uses. And that's, I think, the biggest problem with this whole car. Lucid chose to retain either the same or very similar battery pack to the Lucid Air Grand Touring, which is their 500+ mile range executive sedan. And the Sapphire, yeah, it needs a big battery because you're putting big wheels and tires on it and a little bit wider fender flare that's going to affect aero and things like that. So you do want a big battery for range. But what this battery doesn't have is the biggest amount of thermal capacity, which is kind of always the battle we run into with electric cars out here at the track, is overheat. Now, I recently had a chance to test a Lucid Air Sapphire in Germany on the Autobahn, and we found it to be, first of all, immensely fast, just getting up to over 200 miles an hour. I took it up to 204 miles an hour, and it shot up there in a blink of an eye. It was really impressive, and that video is live on our Out of Spec Reviews channel, but it's just so cool to be able to rip this thing. However, after getting it to top speed and honestly an impressive amount of hard driving, we did overheat the battery pack, but the motors stayed cool. So with the Air Sapphire, the motor's temperature, especially that tri-motor system where there's 2 individual motors in the back, it has like 12 kilowatts of heating exchange power that it can do back here, an insanely stout thermal performance of the electric motors. But the battery pack's a bit weak sauce for consistently hard driving. So what I wish Lucid would do is offer 2 different versions of the Sapphire. Maybe the Sapphire daily version, Sapphire range version, where you get the big power for drag racing and, you know, showing off to your friends and doing the occasional road trip and using this car as it is. But then also maybe a Sapphire hardcore track version, which would take the energy capacity down massively, but they could put a power cell in there versus an energy cell so that it could actually output a ton of energy without a lot of thermal derate. Either way, my decisions are probably not to be taken too seriously, because I can't imagine too many Lucid Sapphire owners are tracking their cars on a regular basis. So Lucid probably took the correct approach here. In terms of the drivetrain setup, we have 3 permanent magnet motors, a single unit up front, 2 individual ones on the rear, and I'm fairly certain that the entire 1,234 horsepower, and it's like 14 or 1,500 pound-feet of torque, insane, is actually battery limited. I'm pretty sure the drivetrain can even do more than that if they had a little bit more of a power cell that could output it. One thing I can say in all of the miles I've done in Lucid Sapphires is they never feel stressed from a motor standpoint. You whack this thing at wide open throttle, you launch it a million times, it feels so robust, so durable from a drivetrain standpoint. It just loves to be ripped on, and that is such a great quality to have in an electric car, because so many of them feel like the half shafts are about to explode every time the weight comes off the nose. Not this thing. It is engineered properly. It feels amazing. From a chassis standpoint, it uses the same essential chassis as the Lucid Air, which is already amazing. We've done so much with the Lucid Air on track and on road. It has this amazing natural ride quality in terms of suspension setup. This just dials it up. So this uses a similar geometry to the standard car with different bushings, different damper settings, and then there's a new mode, track mode, in which there's within track mode, there's a hot lap mode, endurance mode, and a drag strip mode that further adjusts the adaptive damper. And, you know, it's just set up so nicely out here where it doesn't feel super stiff. Never feels like a race car. It just feels like this big super sedan that has no problem boogieing out on a really good road or even a track environment. It's certainly no stranger to being out here. You can tell the Lucid engineers did a lot of tuning on tracks. On top of all of that, there's this new tire, if you want to come in and take a look at it. This is the new Pirelli Trofeo RS elect tire. It's an LM1 badge tire. So this is the official Lucid Sapphire track, wheel, and tire package, and it is aggressive. Coming around to the other side of the car, maybe you can get a better chance to see them with the sun over here. But this wheel and tire package is really spicy, and it's about $8,500 plus or minus on the Lucid website. I'll leave them linked in the description below. We have a video on our Out of Spec Bits channel that's already live where we actually went and broke in these tires. They came not heat cycled or heat treated before we got the car. And so we took them out just about an hour ago, 2 hours ago, and just cycled them through the temperature range, scrubbed off the mold release, and got them not very aggressive driving, but just got them ready for the one lap here where we needed the tires, you know, broken in before we set a lap record. And I can already tell you, going from the standard Michelin Pilot 4S tire that comes on the car to the Lucid Sapphire Track Pack wheel and tire, it's night and day. This tire transforms this car, and I'm shocked, totally shocked, that the chassis setup, the steering, the tuning of the ESP can handle the extra loads that this tire puts into the car, because it felt right at home. It's really a mind-blowing package, because I've driven like Teslas and some other stuff on really grippy tires, and the car does some weird stuff, and you get some tram lining, and you get, you know, just an insane amount of steering motor bind up. None of that here, at least in my testing, but we'll see how it feels out on the one lap. The tire size is really interesting as well. It's a really narrow tire considering the over 5,300 pounds of this car. It uses a 265 millimeter section front tire. Let's get the actual sizes, because it's staggered both in width and height. It uses a 20-inch front tire, but it's a 265/35 ZR20 up front, and in the rear it should be a 295/30 ZR21. So you've gone up in wheel diameter in the rear. We've seen a lot of cars do that just to take some weight out of the front, but there's some other geometry benefits that honestly I don't fully understand. So some of it might be styling and visual. Some of it might be actually to you know, lighten up the steering up front because you just don't need it. I don't know. If you know why the A lot of automakers, BMW, Lucid here, and others are doing a smaller diameter front wheel up front. I'd love to hear some of the reasoning behind. I asked the Lucid chassis engineers why they did this on the Gravity, and they said it was a pure design decision. And I'm like, really? It's just to make it look juicier in the back. And it does look juicy in the rear. The fitment is amazing. This car is equipped with, you know, I originally thought it was on center locks, like behind here. It's like, oh, maybe they've got a big center lock thing, and it doesn't. It just, it has this normal wheel, but you can actually put an aero cover on this wheel that locks in through like a center lock situation. It's a beautiful aero cover, and that's where you get the most range. So stay tuned to the Out of Spec testing channel where you can see all that. Timon's telling me I'm taking too long to talk. It's a Kyle Connor video. What do you expect, dude? I go slow. I'm trying to get through all the details. I haven't even talked about the brakes yet, which are carbon ceramic brakes. I'm sure it's their own special blend of carbon ceramics. You can zoom in on them up here. They look beautiful. I love the sapphire blue caliper. And I have to tell you, in just the time we spent breaking in these tires, we had the battery overheated, the car was in thermal derate, but the brakes never gave up. They felt strong and powerful and reassuring and absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to see how they hold up in the one lap, because we're going to be coming into every corner at full threshold braking, trying to get the best possible time. Before we go for a ride, I just want to remind everyone, this is a giant executive sedan. Take a look in the back seat. This is a roomy, comfortable, long distance capable sedan with tons of features. It has dog mode, it has remote camera viewing. It's actually got a fairly stable software system, way better than when we had our Lucid Air back in the day. And overall, this thing is dialed in. You cannot get it with a glass roof. It comes with metal roof only, and that is to be expected when you have a top spec version like this. What do you think of the rear spoiler, Timon? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Big thumbs up from Timon. He loves the rear lip back here. And that's basically it. They took a normal Air, which already had a great chassis, stuffed in some insane powertrain to it, a little chassis tweak, little chassis tuning, developed a specific tire for a track driving scenario in which almost no Sapphire owner will ever go on track, but it's cool to know that if you did, you could smoke just about anything. And then they sent it to us so we could set a lap time with it. So that's our plan now. We are going to go through the setup on the vehicle. There's a lot of pre-cooling, pre-optimization. We've got to get the tire pressures dialed in. And before the track gets too cold, you can see the sun's at a pretty low angle and the temperatures are coming down. It's still above 70 degrees outside. I'd like to get a lap time in so that we're not driving on cold pavement. Okay, guys, we've got a camera mounted to my face, which isn't totally ideal in the event of an accident, but we're going to try to avoid that today. The Lucid Sapphire is one hell of a fast car, but we've got to get the tire pressures up. We've got to get heat into the ceramic discs. And I also need to preserve battery state of charge. Not that it's that crazy, but I don't want to overheat the battery pack. So let's go kind of NASCAR style and heat this thing up. The first thing I have to do is set the backrest width to inwards. Might already be set there. Fully in. Great. We're also going to run climate control with air conditioning off, just so I get some cool air in the cabin. And the air conditioning off will allow me to put as much temperature or cooling to the battery pack as it needs. All right, so let's go heat this thing up and get it all good. I'll keep the menu on the tire pressure gauge, but wow, the impression of the impression of the car on cold tires is hilarious. You can see just sliding it around there. It's totally woo-woo, which is fun. That's my kind of driving. I enjoy that. Brakes are warming up now. Get gentle acceleration. Tire pressures are coming up. So I think we're looking pretty good. Tire pressures came up about 3 to 4 psi. We've got it in hot lap mode, but I wasn't that hard on it, but it came off a little bit. So maybe by the time I do the intro, she'll be good to go.
Sweet.
And now we're ready. So let's get this thing lined up. If you can line me up on this line, Timon, that'd be awesome. Feeling pretty good, feeling pretty confident here at the start of the one lap series. So what do you say we get this thing ready to launch? Tires should be warmed up. Tire pressure lights on because they're a little low, but that's okay. We're almost fully conditioned for a hot lap, but I was pretty gentle on it, so I think it's got to be millimeter close to the correct temperature there. So let's get ready to run a hot lap. Time is ready in 3, 2, 1, go! And we are off. Wow, it absolutely launches and rips.
Sounds like a jet.
Braking at full brakes, leaning that tire in. Oh my gosh, right there's everything it can do. We're full power. Standing on the brakes, it's so rapid. Oh my gosh. Come on, baby, don't drift, just go. Once the rear end comes around, I think there's got to be like a little profile in here that's like, here's everything that the car wants to slide. Just keeping it right on that balance on the edge. Oh man. That's like a little bit too much drifting, but the track is a little dusty back here. Not much we can do about that. Come on, baby. It's so nicely balanced. Maybe could have kept my foot into it just a tiny bit longer back through there. Oh my gosh, it's so rapid. It's unbelievably well tuned. Come on, let's go. Power down. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my God, it's so fast. It's so fast. 150 past the start finish.
Holy.
Unbelievable performance. Oh my God. So fast. I can't even imagine what the time was on that, but it felt good. I think, man, if I had one more shot at it, I could probably keep my foot into it in that back section a little bit longer. But other than that, that was pretty close to it right there. Timon, how fast was that?
A 134.95.
Wow, from a standing start, 134. That's certainly the fastest car I've ever run in this configuration. Maybe actually that's the fastest lap I've ever done regardless of the configuration. And we started from 0. That's unbelievable. I think I want to give it one more shot. I think I can keep my foot into it a little bit longer. Even though we're a little down on state of charge, I'm doing a cool down here in the hot lap setting. I think it's worth a shot just to see if we can get a little bit more time out of it. That is unbelievably fast. I'm going to do one more lap. I think there's a little bit more left in it.
Sounds like a jet plane.
Yeah, I can definitely be a little bit. So coming out of here, it was all good. And then I should have just not stayed flat. You can't stay flat in this car back here, but I could have kept it a little bit harder back into this section. It's just, man, it's so heavy, and it's when it does break loose, you are got 5,300 pounds going on you, but it really masks the weight. The thing with electric cars, the weight being this low in the battery pack, it's totally impressive. So I think it's got a little bit more in it. What are our pressures at now? Yeah, 40 PSI. Yeah, all right. I think we'll just put some more heat into the ceramics real quick. They do cool off pretty quick. Should be good. Holy smokes, dude.
You scared the shit out of me.
Why?
How fast you flew by.
Oh, really? That was for visual flair.
All right.
150 miles an hour by you.
Jesus Christ.
It's so fast.
What'd you hit the end of the straight with?
I let off early, but it would have been mid 160s.
You can go faster.
I think you could hit 170 in this car. Going this way, you could hit 170.
Well, do it this way, the same way. Do 170. Just full brakes.
And then just die. I want to do one more lap in it before the tires cool down.
All right.
I think, yeah, we're a little bit away from peak performance on hot lap down here, but I think the tires being warm, I can get a little more ballsy with it.
All right, send it.
All right. Line me up here, Timon. Into launch mode. In 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, it's spinning off the launch. Lit them up too much. Too much of a spin off the line. But, oh, baby. Too much of a spin off the launch, but I still think the lap is worth salvaging. Coming in spicy. Oh, that just blew the lap time. Oh, rear tires might be a little too warm. I think it needs a bit grippier of a rear tire. It's amazing how that 265 front just gets this thing to turn in no matter what. Just leaning on opposite lock the whole way around. I don't want to do drift laps. Stop trying to slide it, drivetrain control. No, the tires are giving up. It just wants to slide. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be slower. There's no way. So easy to control, though. This is exactly the type of drivetrain movement that I like to have in a car. And we're matted. Let's go. Maybe a tiniest bit of D right there, but it was the same 150 miles an hour past timing. But definitely that first lap, I think, had it. I'm going to guess that was slower. I'm going to guess that was a little bit slower.
By 0.1 of a second slower.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I had improved where I could keep my foot down a little bit more, but the tires got a little bit warmer, and they were losing a little bit more grip. But 0.1 of a second is pretty consistent for two completely different laps, I would say. Lucid Sapphire. Holy moly, this car is crazy. I just can't get over how it loves to do this. And it also loves to do, in another version, over 500 miles on a single charge. And then in another version, just a full drift spec. It's the full range of capability. And the thing that I really have to commend Lucid on, now that we don't care about track performance, I'm turning air conditioning on. The thing that I have to commend Lucid on is they didn't do any fancy suspension. They didn't do any crazy active ride. They just put 3 juicy motors in a giant luxury sedan and tuned it perfectly. Maybe even a little bit more for fun than speed with the drifting. You can see on my line here, this was just all opposite lock. You can see the skid mark coming all the way through. That's hilarious. You're following it right through, just all 4 tires spinning coming out of this corner. Man, it would look amazing in slow-mo. I wish we could get some slow-mo cameras around here. That would be sick. My gosh, this car is something special. Totally something special. Shout out to Lucid for letting us do a 1-lap video with it. I am just blown away by the sheer capability of the breadth of capability. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's just, this is a car that can do everything. It's unbelievable. All right, well, at least I'm consistent.
New track record for you.
Yes, new track record for me.
5 seconds too slow.
For what?
Official track record.
But that's from a flying lap.
Yep. So You could probably do it.
I think I could do it. What's the official track record?
On 200 treadwear tire, it is a 129.9, I believe.
This car's not on a 200 treadwear.
180 is the same.
180 is not the same.
It's basically the same.
It's not the same. This car is stupid.
Yeah.
For me, it's so.
You see your tire marks?
Yeah, dude. That's the other thing. I think if it launched hard, it would have been faster.
Yeah, for sure.
It just did not get the power down.
Rip.
So was it spinning all four?
No, I think it's just the rear.
Just the rears? It was hilarious, this thing getting off the line. I just stayed in it. I'm like, at this point, let's just go for it. There was definitely another 1 full second, maybe 2 seconds in that lap too. If the tires had a little bit more heat.
From a standstill, you have lap record.
From a standstill, lap record. I think we're the only ones to test that, but we got it.
Yep, we got it.
Wow, Lucid, baby. So, Timon, your impressions from the outside before I share my thoughts.
Insanely fast.
Yeah, well, that launch sucked on the second run, but I feel like the first run was pretty good.
Yeah.
I just kind of was a wimp in the back section of the track a little bit. I'm thinking less than 1 second, but
Track record, though.
Definitely a track record from a standstill. And I feel like, it's getting cold outside. You can tell it didn't launch well at all. And it was like full drift mode the second run around.
Exactly.
It actually probably needs even a little bit more in the rear from a sticky standpoint. But regardless, we're nitpicking here. This car is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
So fast. Here's the thing with Sapphires, you've got all these settings, you got temperatures, you got to dial in all this stuff. I like that because I can charge it at my own charger. We've got our own track where we can give it the time it needs to precondition, and then we can go and run a spicy lap. If you're an enthusiast going to a track day organization, I think the thermals would be the biggest problem with this car from the battery pack, because you have a set time where you have to be on track right then. It takes a lot of work to get the car, charged and cool, ready for that session. But if you just rent out a private track for the day, which a lot of Sapphire owners certainly could do, or they can come hang out with us here at Out of Spec Track.
Come on through.
Come on by. If you're driving up and down 95, then that's where this makes sense. And let's just talk about the performance. The launch performance, when we actually got our faster lap time, dude, it hooked and it ripped out of here.
It sounded like a jet.
It's crazy. Absolutely blistering performance. I still braked a bit too early, but again, the thing is, I don't want to crash Lucid's car
Yeah,
either,
exactly.
so,
I mean, this is not a 10/10 channel.
Yeah, 9/10.
Yeah, 8 9/10 full send.
It was a 9/10 run.
Good.
Yeah, it was a little bit more than even I do for most cars, because I really wanted this to set a time. So we came into the first corner, really nice braking feel. That brake pedal, it's not like a super firm, like Porsche feeling brake pedal, but when you lean into it, there's just tons of braking power there. You got to drive it yesterday.
Yeah, exactly as you say. It doesn't feel stiff, and it's very linear, but it gives you plenty of feedback.
Totally, like it's a very confidence-inspiring brake pedal, but in not the traditional way. When you drive a lot of sports cars that have ceramic brakes, it feels like you're standing on a brick and you've just got this pedal. And I think it freaks a lot of people out. This is still extremely dailyable, but when you lean into the brake pedal, it firms up nicely. Like you mentioned, very linear braking performance, totally blown away. The steering is unbelievable. It just feels so nice in the hand. I really like the Racetex Alcantara micro suede, whatever it's called, steering wheel material, really nice. And then the overall balance of the car. Dude, coming out of corners, I can feel all motors trying to put traction down. And it's just unbelievable to see this thing clawing at the pavement to get it to move. Really wild. Going through the corners, it turns in super nice, but anytime that I get the weight off the rear, like if I'm just understeering a little bit and I lift and the weight comes off the rear, it really does come around on me.
Yeah.
So it lift off oversteers. And then I think there's some logic in the drivetrain where this is what I like about Tesla track mode, where I can change the handling balance of the car. This felt a little bit too much rear outside for drifting, for setting a fast time.
Right.
And I like that. Like, this is how I would tune it, because I like to slide cars. And so, it's basically just trying to rein the car back in to a grip state where you have just a tiny bit of slip under the tire. That required just taming the back axle of the car a bit. That, in my mind, is a very positive quality, because I don't really think anyone in these is actually trying to set lap records. They're trying to go have fun with their Sapphires. And dude, I can't wait till when it rains tomorrow, and we take this thing, we start sending it around sideways.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
That's going to be freaking awesome. Coming through the S's, absolutely unbelievable. Again, never had a single issue on the front axle of this car being super understeery. I could always control that with the throttle, just tucking the nose in. But coming in through the S's, my gosh, the car just turns unbelievably well. And even through the S's, I can get a hit of full power through the center and back on the brakes before I hit the big sweeper. It feels so nice. The car feels pretty soft where I can feel the weight coming off the nose, feel it coming back on, loading up the outside tire. It feels like everything's happening in slow motion, but it's so well tuned and there's no weird geometry changes happening, which sometimes happens when you put such a sticky tire on a big luxury car. You get these weird flexes in the suspension system and stuff feels weird and the car moves around. You don't get any of that here. It's just so well purpose tuned for this tire and that type of driving style. Coming around the big hairpin, dude, I am straight on the wheel, maybe a tidge opposite lock the whole way. It's unbelievable. And that's where I'm like, if I could actually send the power a little bit more to the front, and it's doing a lot of torque vectoring there,
right,
I might actually be able to go even a little bit faster through there, just because it was really wanting to balance out the car in an oversteering way, and they could have backed that off a little bit for maybe another couple miles an hour through the turn, I thought. Back section of the track is where it takes balls in a car this fast, and that's difficult in something like this because it's heavy, it's expensive, and there's a lot of risk. And so I come out of it in that back corner just a little bit more than is needed, and I think that's good for safety. But there's probably, like I mentioned, a couple tenths of a second right there in that back section. Then as we come in towards the hairpins, those last couple corners, it's fully lit. It's awesome. The car turns perfectly. It's full ABS into the hairpin. The ABS tuning is amazing in this car. And then it's just setting up for the straightaway. Both times I went by you, I think was at the identical speed. And as soon as it hooks up pulling out of the hairpin, dude, it puts the power on like nothing else. And it doesn't stop. It's just screaming down here.
Yeah, the first time you went by, I was focused on stopping the stopwatch and didn't know exactly where you were, and you flew by me, and it scared me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So it was unbelievably fast down the straightaway, and both times I went by you pretty much at the identical speed. So while that display shows that we were off optimal temperature for hot laps, I think we still got full power the whole time, is what it felt like to me.
It didn't seem slower.
No,
so.
And the fact that I'm hitting the same mile an hour down the straightaway shows we didn't really run into any battery drivetrain limits at all.
Right.
Maybe state of charge, a couple more percent would give a little bit more juice, but whatever. It's still at 70%.
Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it'd be...
No, it's at 62%.
1, 2, 3, 0.
What do you mean?
Power-wise, horsepower-wise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the effect would be. It's just, at that point, there's so many other variables there. I'm not a robot that can set the fastest lap time every time, but I gave it everything I could, and I'm so impressed with the car. So that's the one lap of the Lucid Air Sapphire. There's a giant hurricane coming in, and I think this was legitimately the last opportunity for the whole time that we have the car. Absolutely crazy. Dude, let's take a look at the tires before we end this, because I know that's going to be everyone's question. We did one break-in of maybe, 6 laps at medium speed? 8 laps?
Yeah.
And then 2 full flying laps. And that's what they look like. They are...
Well, ready to be drifted off.
ready to be drifted off. And so if you get this car on the track performance wheels and tires, I think most people aren't going to push it as hard as we did. You can just see the heat cycling. All this is all typical chewed up. But there's actually quite a bit left on the fronts. It's the rears that just light up. The skid marks around the track, we should go for a ride around. Every corner just has Lucid skid marks around it. Just all 4 trying to move. So I am in love with this car. I've totally decided that the Lucid engineers are crazy for building this and making it so unbelievably capable and so unbelievably comfortable on a daily basis. We just have to keep reminding ourselves that this is still a long distance daily GT car that can seat 5 with all of your luggage and then just go smash lap records out here. I mean, it's also a lap record because we haven't run that many cars in one lap.
But lap record.
Lap record for sure. We'll run the Tesla Plaid Track Pack Taycan Turbo GT in this one lap series in no time, so we can start to compare lap times. But for now, I think it's going to be a while until something touches this lap time timing.
Sweet.
Nice work to the Lucid engineers. Thanks for letting us rip on it. Thanks for watching One Lap. Hope we can bring a bunch of cars to you in this series over the next many years, and we'll see you on another one again soon. Bye-bye.